we'll just... excuse me. We'll just do another run. Simple as that. I have all day. I don't really want to stop until I get this PB. You know, it's like... It's been over a week now that I've been trying to get sub 53. And even though I can save over minutes, because of the consistency of the game crashing, I'm finding it really hard to actually finish my runs. Like situations like that where I get to the 7th level and the game crashes are very common. Yeah, I think I've definitely got a cold coming on. You may not have noticed me muting the mic and... Oh, I forgot to split. I should probably just skip that split, actually. Yeah. Because that was... If I continued to let that split go at the point where I hit the button, it would have meant that this level would have been a fake gold, so... I'm just gonna split it and skip it and keep going. Man, I'm so like... My head is just everywhere right now. That crash though, that was a weird one. I have never seen the game crash like that before. No error message, no... Like... I don't know, it was weird. I've never seen that one before. The fact that it also affected the rest of my computer is weird. Because normally, when that error message comes up, the game is basically already stopped running its scripts, so it's not using up the RAM anymore or anything like that. But that one, because the game didn't technically crash, it just timed out, I suppose. It was still using resources, which kind of killed my computer for a while. Anyway, we were able to get out of Mos Eisley straight away. We got a 35 and got the sequence break, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, really glad to be out of Mos Eisley. That level can eat up a lot of my time if I'm resetting on it. The sooner I get out of Mos Eisley, the better. Especially since the next level is a 6-minute auto-scroller. Okay, it's not quite 6 minutes, but it's definitely a long level. One of the longest, actually. At least in this, at least in a speedrun, it is. I never know what to talk about during this level. Just because there's so much time to fill and I can't talk about the game because nothing's happening. Spend half the time just flying in circles. It's kind of weird, like... I don't think any other game that I know of, at least in speedrunning, has a huge auto-scroller after the first level. It's so... I don't know, it would have been nice if this level was near the end. You know, to... You know, do all the tricks, all the difficult stuff first, and then throw a 6-minute auto-scroller out at the end, you know? After everything is done and nothing matters anymore. Smaller craft of the combat vehicles, stick with the 5 transports. You have no idea how many times I've heard that line, Firefly Water. It's good to see you, by the way. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, the worst one is when you go and fly over to the corner to take out the bonus enemies. And Riken starts just He has a piece of dialogue that just plays over and over and over until you go back to the convoy. Not sure if it's gonna play here though. It usually plays earlier on. Yeah, we're not gonna get it. Only happens at the start. But if you've played the game, you know what the line is. General, this is Riken. It's imperative you stay with the supply vehicles. In 100%, because you go over to that area at the start of the level, you can hear that dialogue play like 4 or 5 times. What's your favorite thing about this level, Firefly? Binding lasers? Binding lasers. You're gonna have to tell me what you mean by that. Do you mean like the auto aim? Like when you aim at a target and it locks on, sort of? Is that what you're talking about? You know what my favorite thing is? The camera glitch. This is my favorite thing about this game. I'm being sarcastic, obviously. Can you see my vehicle anymore? Because I can't. Oh, let me turn around. I'll start coming back. Oh, is this... I'm looking at the minimap to try and work out where I am. There I am. Man, this game is so broken. N64 C down. Every time you press it, your lasers will change their conf. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean, yeah. What's that called in this? I forget what... Yeah. Yeah. There's a word I can't talk. There's a word that the PC version uses at least. I can't remember what N64 says, but no, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't use it very much. I mean, I use it in the X-wing obviously because. Oh well, no, I guess it does. I guess it doesn't count. I use the rapid fire in the V-wing. Yeah, It's weird. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like I like that it's an option, but I never use it. Because I feel like my damage per second drops off. There is... I'm sure it does help for accuracy. Which is why we use it in Battle Above Teleran in this particular category. We picked the Naboo Starfighter because it's such a fast vehicle. And, sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, in Battle Above Teleran, we pick the Naboo Starfighter, and then we lock our weapons, because 2 bullets are enough to one-shot the Bacta tanks with the advanced blasters. So yeah, we sync our weapons and then we one-shot all of the tanks. I mean, which is good for accuracy, but it's more than anything else, it's consistent and fast, and you never have to wonder or, you know, worry about whether or not you're going to do enough damage. Because the weapons are locked, you either hit it or you don't.
Is reporting that they're under attack.
Okay.
Inbound fighters. Here I copy.
This way. So we got good RNG for this level. So I'm expecting to get a 329 for this. We call this position of the Nona crashing position A. And at position A you can get a 329 in this level. If you're in position B you can get a 335. And in position C you can get a 331. And it's just entirely RNG. So it's like one of the only bits of RNG in this whole run. In the whole game, really. There's this spot, and there's one other spot, but that other spot might be a glitch. It might not actually be RNG. I mean, I suppose it still is, but it's also... pretty sure it's not intended. This is the only intended RNG. Oh, nearly got it. But yeah, this level's over, so We're just waiting for the shuttle to leave at this point. I'll kill these TIEs because I can and I have nothing else to do, but assuming I don't miss every shot. So I can just use a missile. Anyway, the shuttle's about to leave. Off it goes. Alright. How do we go? 329. Good. And then one more kind of boring level, and then we'll be into the real run. If only there was an Alliance missile fighter with regenerating missiles but no blasters. That sounds... I don't know, that would either be really underpowered because it has no blasters, or really overpowered because it would just be nothing but missiles the whole time. I know, I'm picturing the V-Wing with like unlimited Seeker cluster missiles. I'm like, yeah, it seems a little OP. Hand can't fly. What? Is that like a meme or something? Hand can't fly. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. Whoop, got it. Got it. Alright. So this is fast. Feeling good about this level. And not just because I can save 10 seconds here. Didn't you get totally rammed by the... I did get totally rammed by the Falcon, yeah. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, it's funny though, because after that happened, we learned something new about the game that we didn't understand before. Because the Millennium Falcon is on rails, it appears on the same place on the map every single time. At the same time during the levels. So, based on how far away we are from him, we can judge how fast we're going, which is really interesting. Because, I mean, it's totally inconsequential. Like knowing how fast you're going doesn't change how fast you're going, but it's a nice little tidbit to be able to, like, you know, towards the end of the level, think, okay, this is how fast I'm going. This is whether or not I'm saving or losing time. It's really cool. I mean, it may be objective compared to the entire level, or it may only be relevant with regards to the previous fight, but either way. Either way, it's still a fun little tidbit. You know, until he hits you or shoots you. He also shoots in that direction too. I haven't been shot by hand, but I think it's possible. Because you hear him fly past, and then you see bullets come from that direction, and they go right past you. That's the only issue with having allies that are on rails and not using an AI.
Use your harpoons and tow cables. Go for the legs.
It's the same thing with the enemies though. Most of the enemies are on rails. Some of them will follow you. Some of them have AI. But most of them just take the same path every time. Which is kind of nice for a speedrun. Like, it's... when things are scripted, you can route the levels, basically. If everything was random, it would be pretty difficult to speedrun a game like this. So if you look at the map, you'll be able to see the Falcon come from the right side of the screen. And he comes behind me, shoots a little bit. You can hear his engines. There's the shots. There's one goes past me, and then he turns back around. So the fact that he was behind me and didn't hit me or go in front of me means that I'm ahead of pace. A turret enemies on rails. Do you mean I mean, obviously the turrets don't move. Are you talking about where they fire their bullets? Because no, the turrets will aim for you. They don't shoot at the same place every time.
Cable out. Let her go.
Yeah, it's interesting that like the TIE fighters, for example, are on rails. So they all fly in the same direction every single time. But their weapons aren't, and they will like they won't change directions to come after you. But their bullets will lock onto you. Which is so weird, because it's like they'll be flying in one direction and they'll be shooting you in a different direction. Like it's I don't know, it always looks so weird when that happens. Every time I hear someone say, just shaking your chain, I immediately picture a chain chomp, and I have no idea why. It's like that's the only thing I associate with chains now, is chain chomps. That's like one of the weirdest... I mean, I get it, like I understand why, but like there's so many things with chains, like... I don't know. Associating particular words with particular things is such an interesting part of the brain. Like, oh, what am I trying to say? Like idiosyncrasy of the brain. Like it's so weird that we do that. I can understand it with like music and movies and stuff that like if you hear particular quotes or something, you'll like think of a song or something. Or if you hear a particular song, you think of a memory. Yeah, I don't know. Shoutouts to Snow Speeds with their really good blasters and asymmetrical brakes. I really don't like the blasters on the Speeder, but the asymmetrical braking is very nice. It's pretty complicated to use, but it's definitely helpful. Oh, okay, there's the vehicle. There's the vehicle I want. That was really messy, but still saved time. I don't know what was going on there. Unfortunately, the V-Wing and the Y-Wing are right next to each other, and their names look pretty similar. So if you're not paying attention, you see like V-Wing or Y-Wing and you think you're on the other one, and then... I don't know. The vehicle selection in this game is pretty messy, but mainly because we're trying to do it really quickly. Okay, got it. You failed because you weren't protecting the Y-Wings. Yeah, it's a lot easier if you just use the Y-Wing. Just skip the whole... what am I trying to say? Escort mission and just do it yourself. So that was a fast menu, so that ended up being a gold split. It was also a 36. I usually get a 37 there, so that's why I saved time, but the fast menu definitely helped. So this is kind of where I lost the run last. I mean, I didn't lose the run, but like the game still crashed in the next level, but I couldn't use my missiles there. Damn. Wow, just that one is a trigger for missile. Yeah, so that one yacht triggers the level being completed. Because the game developers realized that they didn't need to... Oh, where am I? Okay, I'm over here. They realized they don't need to check for every single yacht because the Y-Wings take out the last yacht last. So the assumption is that if the last yacht is disabled, that means that all of them are disabled, right? And so they took that shortcut by having the one yacht trigger the entire level, which of course means that we can abuse that. This is going to be a little slow because there's one more TIE and he's always so hard to find. Okay, we got him eventually. Oh man. I hate that level. There's one TIE fighter that like never follows the same path every time. Like, I don't know what it is about that TIE, but it's like he's so hard to find. Because he takes the strangest paths. Like he dives up and down, and he's like never where you expect him to be. Oh, so I have the crosshair glitch. Notice I have no crosshair? This is a fun glitch. Welcome to playing 18-year-old games on modern hardware. But hey, at least the game hasn't crashed. Again, yes. If you weren't watching my last run, it crashed at the end of this level, so... As long as we get through this level, we'll be doing better than we were last run. But the crosshair glitch sucks. It's not too bad on the speeder because we don't need to use missiles. But if you have the crosshair glitch, you can't use secondary weapons. Mainly because I don't know because there's so many like the crosshair I guess determines your secondary weapon somehow or something, so it's okay with the speeder, but if we were using the V-Wing, we wouldn't be able to use Seeker cluster missiles. Which means if you get the missile glitch on a level like Battle of Calamari, that's the run over. And I've lost runs to getting the crosshair glitch on Calamari before. The real question is whether we get the crosshair glitch. There's too many glitches to keep track of. Yeah, the question is whether or not we get the crosshair glitch in this level, and we do. Okay, so that's gonna make this difficult. Yeah, having the crosshair glitch in this level means that we can't use Seeker cluster missiles, so we have to use our blasters for everything, which already slows us down a little bit, but the fact that the blasters can overheat and we can't kind of... Oh my gosh. I hate that turn there. Getting that turn is so difficult. Yeah, so if our blasters overheat, we can't kind of compensate for it by using missiles. So I'm going to be very kind of conservative with my blasters because the last thing I want is for them to overheat. And it will probably happen inevitably. But yeah, I'm being really careful. Normally, if my blasters overheat in this level, all I need to do is use a missile. And
There's that sensor array. I copy.
yeah. So many glitches, how unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it's a miracle that this game even works on PC. I mean, it doesn't. You know, you have to go through special methods of getting it to work. Because this game was built for 16-bit hardware, so the fact that I'm using a 64-bit processor means that this game shouldn't theoretically work. Like, it's a miracle that we even get it to work. And I'm using a Voodoo wrapper to play the game anyway, or I used one to install it. If I go to my graphics settings in-game, you'll see that I have the graphics card enabled for this game is called Voodoo. Yeah, this is the Steam version. Oh, hey Ice Cream, welcome back. I didn't even see you there. Did you die doing my strat? Which strat? On construction yards? Because I died on construction yards. That was my first death. Just boot 4 versions of the game. 16 times 4 equals 64. That's exactly how we fix it. Yes. You've solved the issue. Oh, and look, this is the other crosshair glitch. I like this one. This one's just fun. It's a fun glitch. On Kyle 2. No, I didn't die. I didn't die on Kyle 2, thank goodness. If I die on Kyle 2, I'm resetting. Just flat out. I'm not gonna finish a run with that death. I mean, that's why I don't have a 53. That's why I don't have a sub 53. Like that death in my PB run. So we're about halfway now. So we've gotten through kind of the difficult levels with all of the canyon hops, the out of bounds. We've gotten through all that now. So the rest of the level is fairly smooth sailing. We just need to be accurate and you know, not stuff up and fail levels and game over and stuff. So that's pretty straightforward. You'll see that we're like 40 seconds ahead. A lot of that comes down to Kyle too. Yeah, Ice Cream, you should be able to tell that I didn't die because I'm not behind after Kyle 2. Like, I actually saved that time, so...
Thanks, Rogue Group. I'm clear. Rogue Squadron, where's our cover? We can't take these ties.
And here I thought they'd port this game to GOG, Steam, but I guess I'm naive. No. It's, This is the original late 90s PC version of the game. Like, there was no port, there was no upgrade. Like, this is the original retail version. When they put it on Steam, they had to use the same kind of techniques that people were using just to get the game to run. But if you bought it on Good Old Games, I'm pretty sure you've got to be running on a 16 or 32-bit system just to play the game. Unless you use like a custom wrapper like the one that I use. Alright, Ice Cream, I'll catch you later. Hey, if you're back in like 20 minutes, you might see the end of this run. Maybe. Unless the game crashes. Who knows? There's also a PC version of Pod Racer. It has like no physics, so the game is super easy. Yeah, so this is the game that came out in '98. Like, if you got it, like if you found the original like CD-ROM and installed it from the disc, it would be the exact same version, like same game files and everything. And it's funny because there's like this misconception that the 64 version came out first and then this was ported from console, but this game actually came out with the this game came out at the same time as the 64 version, if not earlier. Like, they were developed side by side. Yeah, it's funny, I do have the 64 version, but I have no capture card, so if I was speedrunning it, I wouldn't be able to record it. But yes, you are definitely better off playing the 64 version. Unless you still have like Windows XP, I think you might be right trying to play this PC version. Yeah, if you have like a really old computer, go ahead and play this. But yeah, if you're on anything modern, it's going to be pretty rough for you. Which is why I'm not going to stick around for much longer. I think I'll probably try and run 100%. But yeah, I'm not super keen on... I mean, in general, I don't want to be the kind of speedrunner that only plays one game. Like, I don't want to be like super obsessed with one game. I want to play a whole bunch. I want to play a bunch of games, speedrun a whole lot of my childhood like classic favorites and stuff. So this is the first one for me, but yeah, once I get a time that I'm happy with, I'm going to move on. Where are these enemies? Oh, there they are. Oh, that was a bit slow. I was a little bit early, so they almost spawned behind me, unfortunately. That's a new strategy that I'm still working out the kinks on. Flying over to where they spawn and being right in front of them when they spawn is something we didn't realize was possible until last week. And I can save a lot of time on this level compared to what I'd been getting last week, but yeah, the actual timing of it is still a little bit uncertain. And I'll do the same thing in the next area as well. I'll fly over the mountains and go over to where the enemies are spawning. Basically, we just used to think that they spawned a lot closer than what they do. Turns out they're coming from like miles away, over the other side of the mountains. We always thought they were just nearby. Nope. But yeah, if you're too early, then you end up doing a U-turn at the end, and that can cost you time. So just need to work on our timing, and this level will then be pretty consistent. The next level after this one, Battle Above Talaran, is probably my biggest run killer right now. Like, it's been my weakest level for a long time. It's very prone to crashing. Yeah. Once I get past Talaran, I'm pretty confident that I've got the run in the bag. But if you were watching my last run, you'll know that I can lose levels on the second to last level as well, so... Nobody likes Talaran. You're absolutely right. Yeah, a gold medal on Talaran is one of the worst, like, hardest medals in the game, I think. That and the Death Star Trench Run. Especially if you don't use cheat codes. Like, if you're trying to do Talaran with the A-Wing, and you're trying to do the Death Star with the X-Wing, those are very difficult levels to get gold on. Which is why I'm not really looking forward to 100% in the game. Like, there's a speedrun category where you have to get a gold medal in every level. And, not looking forward to that. I mean, I am a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, how many times do I have to play through Talaran before I get a gold medal? Yeah, the issue with the Trench Run is that it's like the only level in the game where the time actually matters. Like, in all of these other levels, you'll see that, like, we're beating the clock by several minutes. Like, in this level, we finish it in like 7 minutes, but in a gold medal, you only have to beat it in like 10 minutes. So in the Trench Run, if you have your foils open in attack position the entire way through the run, you can't gold medal it. The only way to be fast enough for a gold medal is to close your foils between attacks. Which is just crazy. Like, that's a necessary strat to get a gold medal. It's so difficult. Alright, it all comes down to this. Sort of. Okay.
I'm having trouble with my scanner.
It's the Savannah gas. Calibrate 7 Mach 9.
Excellent work.
Okay. So, this level is one of the worst for the camera glitch because we do the entire level in third person with the fastest possible vehicle. So I'm very inclined to get awful cameras, and it makes this level harder than it already would be. On top of that, it's probably the easiest level to die in, and
Let's check our fire.
even speedrunning this game, I will die pretty often on this level. The mark of whether or not the run is going quickly is whether or not I die in this level, basically. You can see I'm already, like, almost no health. I do have R2-D2, so I am regenerating health, but it's such a small amount over time that it's almost not even worth talking about. I'm going to reset my camera here just to reset the glitch. Oh, I lost R2, so rip my healing. Oh, yeah, see, that camera glitch really came into play there because I had no idea how close I was to the turret, and there I'm dead. The fact that I flew and didn't detonate in the air, like I flew across the map before I exploded, means I may get a good respawn. Nope, I didn't. Okay. So I'm probably gonna lose time here, just because of that, but I do have 10 seconds to save over my PB, so... Okay, I actually got a really terrible respawn. When you go flying like that, you respawn based on the position of your dead body, not where you were when you died.
Good job.
Okay, so that was the last area, so dying there was inconsequential. I might actually still save time, even despite that first death. And the bad respawn. Oh, not quite. That's okay. As long as I save 5 seconds, I'm getting my sub 53, so...
Rogue Squadron, report in.
Losing like 3 seconds there, it doesn't matter to me. Not all that much.
Standing by. Rogue 9 standing by.
But yeah, that's a really difficult level just to not die on. Like, I'm speedrunning the game, and I'm like, super accurate, not missing any shots. Got this perfect optimization, still dying. It's just...
Rogue 9.
It's so hard to not die there.
Everyone else is with me. We're going after the walker.
There are missiles, there are turrets, they do huge amounts of damage. And because you're speedrunning, you generally avoid killing those enemies because you don't need to kill them to beat the levels, so You just leave them all alive and you suffer for it. I think if I was better at that level and it was more optimized, I would be using my missiles to one-shot them in between killing the Bacta tanks, but you'd have to do it in such a way that you're not wasting time or putting on the brakes. Which is so much easier said than done. Especially with the camera glitch and... oh, it's rough. I always dread that level. It's such a run killer for me. This level in particular is a really interesting one though. Because this is an extremely difficult level in a casual playthrough of the game. And it's an auto-scroller. So if you're speedrunning the level, you will get the same time every time. But if you're a casual player, you'll also get the same time. And if you're going for a gold medal in this level as a casual player, you're going to get the same time as a speedrunner. The crazy thing is that you'll notice just how fast-paced the level is, how many enemies I'm killing, how quickly I'm going from objective to objective. And, so I'm speedrunning the game, so I know exactly where every enemy spawns, I know the right order to kill them in, and I'm just barely going to be fast enough. And in fact, I've almost lost runs on this level after dying just one time. One death on this level can cost me the run. And it's just so crazy that the speed at which you speedrun this level is not that different to the speed that a casual player needs to be playing it at. So if you're just playing the game casually and you're not sure how to beat this level, watch what I do as a speedrunner and try to do that. That's literally how fast you need to go. And it's crazy. So I come over here and take out those missiles just for safety. Those are some of the last enemies that can kill me and end my run. Like I said, if I die on this level and a TIE bomber is on the screen, that one bomber could potentially wipe out my entire these ATPTs I'm escorting, and just straight up end the level for me. So I want to remove first and foremost any chances of me dying, which is why I focus those missile launchers. And that's a new strat that I came up with just recently, after almost losing a run to the missiles. Sorry about auto mod there, Firefly. If you remove the acronym, I'll say that much. If you remove the acronym, it'll work. I have my auto mod turned up pretty high, because I work in ministry, like I work in a church and I work with children, so in the off chance that I ever have a student of mine watching, then I definitely want this to be a family-friendly stream, so I just put auto mod as high as I could. Anyway, that's the whole level. All of the enemies that could possibly end my run are dead. I've done all the objectives, so I'll come over here and get the bonus. This is necessary for a gold medal, not that it matters. There's a few stormtroopers down here you can kill as well for a gold medal. But that's pretty much it. I did kind of skip this entire area over here. Up in this corner, there are some more enemies that I can take out. But yeah, this level is, I'm fascinated by this level, and just how fast you need to play it at. So yeah, I kind of skipped all of these enemies. I went fast enough that these enemies weren't attacking me while I was destroying the AT-AT, which is usually what happens. So yeah, if you're fast enough, you can avoid all of those tanks, which will make it a lot more helpful for you. But it's funny though that I spend so much time at the end of the level waiting for it to end, because the speed at which you do like the first half of the level is so important. And yeah, if any enemies are left alive, it can end your run, because these things are super weak. Like one bomb from a TIE bomber will just one-shot them basically. Okay, this is the end game. 3 of the next 4 levels are like my favorites. They're not difficult. There's not a huge amount of risk involved. I can fail the run on Moss Theoden's Revenge like I did a few days ago, but these are pretty consistent levels coming up, so. There is one more trick on Chandrilla. In this next level, you'll see this one trick. I'm pretty consistent at it, so I don't think I'll have an issue. But if I fail the trick, the run's over. So it's like a half-second trick. I have half a second to hit a bunch of enemies. It's a sequence break, basically. Basically, we're going to shoot some enemies down that spawn specifically for a cutscene before the cutscene actually plays. So instead of waiting for the cutscene to be over and then killing the enemies, we're just going to kill the enemies. And yeah, like I said, I have about a half a second to get it. The trick is that I have to be in the right position when they spawn. So there's a pretty detailed setup, and I need to get it right, basically. But yeah, this is the last trick. Everything after this level just comes down to skill. You'll notice that I know where all of these bombers spawn, and that's because I've played this level so much. So 2 more bombers spawn over here. Right there. Like, playing this game and knowing where all the enemies spawn is like... It's like half of the things you need to speedrun this game. Maybe more. I say it all the time, this game's like half skill and half knowing where the enemies spawn. Or at least speedrunning it is. So I flew up straight up into the air because the next tires spawn like way up here. Nice and high. There they are. I can't go any higher, but they can come down to me. So I take out those, I'm going to hit my booster, and I'm going to fly straight over to the city. This is the setup for the trick. ATPTs are adorable, but seriously could use some bigger guns. See, I feel like the ATPTs are a little too strong, actually. I feel like their guns are a little too much sometimes. Alright, so I can see the mountain on the left, so I'm going to put on the brakes and turn to my right and line up the shot. I'm going to do a little serpentining so I don't go too quickly. And wait for the enemies. Okay. For a second I thought I was too close. Those enemies spawned a little later than I thought they were, but basically what you just saw are 2 cutscenes. Normally you watch one of those cutscenes, then you do a fight, and then you watch the second cutscene, but I skipped the entire fight by destroying those enemies with a Seeker cluster missile. So you watch the first half of one cutscene and then the first half of another cutscene. Mission has the most hilarious bonus token. Yeah, it's like a lot of the bonuses are destroyed by enemies, but the fact that this enemy isn't like a building is what's unusual about it. So I did get the sequence break, so yeah, this run's pretty solid. As long as the game doesn't crash and I don't have a major stuff up like I did in my last run. We're pretty good to go. I'm picking up the bonus just because I have time to kill. I'm kind of waiting for the I'm waiting for a shuttle to evacuate the passengers on the train. There is one more sequence break, just like the last one, that's theoretically possible that I could maybe possibly get, but no one's ever actually done it while recording. I mean, no one's ever even claimed to have done it, so we assume it's possible, but we have no idea, really. I'll line myself up for the shot anyway and see if I magically get it somehow. Nah, I was a little close. You can see those tires spawn there, but that trick is 1 frame, so yeah, we're not really sure if that's possible. Based on human reflexes and response times, it's probably not possible. The only way to do that would be to kind of either guess or know exactly when the enemies are going to spawn and shoot the missile before they spawn, which is going to be a nightmare to pull off during a run, and like I said, we don't know if that's possible. Okay.
Okay, that's one. You know what to look for.
This level is pretty much free, as long as I don't die, which shouldn't happen. I'm not even using the brakes, I'm going as fast as possible. Those shield generators take one missile and just a couple more bullets, so they're nice and quick. I don't have enough missiles for all of them, so the last couple I will destroy using just blasters, but yeah, it's a pretty straightforward level. And then I just need to take out the reactor at the end. Looks like... Okay, I missed one back there, so I'm going to go back and get that. Looks like my missile missed. Yeah, okay. So I've taken a bit of damage there because I had to slow down to get it, but that's not a big concern. This is the last one, so there's the cutscene. How much time do I have? 40 seconds. Okay, no worries. So I got to go back to the capacitor and take out these pylons. You can't do it in one cycle, you've got to turn around at some point. I am still getting targeted by missiles, which isn't good. Oh yeah, I really don't want to die here, because that's a big time loss that I would not be a fan of right now. I think that's the last pylon? Yes it is. Okay, good. Good. Getting through that level without dying is the most important thing. It's a 133, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, Moff Sidon's Revenge is the boss level, and this is where my last run died. So, as long as we don't stuff this up too badly, we should be pretty good. I practiced this level earlier this morning before I even started running, because the last thing I want to do is lose a run that's 30 seconds ahead on the penultimate level. To explain how the missiles work, Firefly, they lock on when they detonate, not when you shoot them. So if you shoot them, they have like half a second to lock onto an enemy, or sorry, to detonate before they lock onto an enemy. So you can shoot the missiles, then have the enemy spawn, and then have the missiles lock on to a target. Which is the reason why, like, we do the same trick in Mos Eisley. It's a one-frame trick. We do it in Mos Eisley, and we're pretty consistent at it because we shoot the missile before the enemy spawn usually. So that one-frame trick ends up being like half a second. I'm gonna take out. Oh, this tie. There it is. That tie always blends in somehow. Like I always feel like he's kind of camouflaged. Yeah, so that tie that I just killed back there was the reason I lost the last run. Because that tie triggers the spawning of the next tie, this one over here, and then killing this one triggers the next one to spawn, and then killing that third one triggers the fourth one to spawn. So that was number 2. And the fact that I missed one means that I missed 4 enemies, which means I had to wait for them all to spawn. And I ended up losing over like 40 seconds or 50 seconds on this level. So there's number 3, and then number 4 will be behind me. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I've never been that confident in this level before. The practice that I did this morning and the practice I did after losing the run were paramount to actually understanding how this level works. Every other level we've practiced and routed, and we like know the levels back to front. We know exactly how they work. This was like the one level where we were just blindly going through it, guessing how everything was working. Now, as long as there's no major crashes or glitches, this run is, whoa, 233, that's really fast. Okay, I think we're still going to lose a little time, because my PB was so fast in the late game. Alright, last level. Last level for a sub 53. I've never been this close to a sub 53. Like, that Moff Sidon's Revenge is the furthest I've gotten before losing a run. So, I just need to beat this level within like 15 seconds of my goal time to get the sub 53. I've also been practicing this level. Like, Moff Sidon's Revenge and Calamari were the 2 levels I've been practicing the most. Nice. Okay, so I got that tie. There's 4 over here. Oh, 3 over here. I hit them with my missile, did I? Did I? Yes, okay. I always think of Calamari as the first bonus mission that's unlocked. Yeah, it really is. This is the first level where you get the V-Wing. You use Wedge instead of Luke. It introduces a bunch of new enemies that aren't anywhere else in the game. Like, yeah, I always think of this as being a bonus level. Moff Sidon is the boss, so you kill Moff Sidon, then you get a chance to play the V-Wing in a story level. Oh, damn it. I got too close. I got too close to the top. That's okay, that's okay. In this area, the TIEs spawn one at a time and come from over here, so I'm not even really concerned about dying there because I have to wait for all the TIEs to spawn anyway. So I'm going to line myself up so I can at least get these last couple, or just not. Okay. Did I get them all? I think I got them all. No, I missed one. No, I got them all. Okay. Okay. Whew. Right. I'm not panicking yet. I did die, but I don't think I lost any time at all. That fight could have been faster, but the fact that I didn't miss a missile and I didn't have to do another U-turn means that I'm pretty satisfied with how that fight went. Okay. One more area. This is the most inconsistent area. I'm actually going to come around behind this just for safety. Take out this leg. This leg. Okay. Just some TIEs to go. Yeah, this is the inconsistent part. I honestly don't know how many TIEs spawn here, and I'm not very good at keeping track anyway. The only important thing is that I kill the last TIE as soon as it spawns. I can take as much time as I want with the other TIEs. The last one is the only one that's important. So I'm kind of doing U-turns here so that I keep up with them as they're spawning. I've missed 2, so I'm going to use a missile there. The one behind me could be the last one. Nope, there's another one behind him. Let's take out this one. Is this the last one? It is. It is. Okay, that's it. Oh my gosh. Finally. Finally, a sub 53. Oh, it's been like 9 days since I last PB'd. I finally did it. And it was sub 52.5 as well. That was a gold split on Calamari. We finally did it. I can't even tell you how many runs I lost to the game just flat out crashing as well. So many. Oh my goodness. We finally did it. Wow. And that was only my second run of the day too. I still have hours to go before I want to stop playing. My goodness. That gold split at the end was huge. I thought I'd PB by like 20 seconds. I didn't think it'd be 40. Wow. Wow. I am really happy with that time. I mean, with the current strats, I can't see myself being a whole lot faster. Not without really optimizing my movement patterns, so I think I'm pretty content with this category where it is now. That'll be a pretty difficult time to beat, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I could route 100%,